No, well, anyway, getting back to the President Trump. I'm not on anyone's side. I don't even care about him or our government, period. I don't care what they do. They just take my money and buy their bombs. That's all I know. And I enjoy the land on my motorcycle and love to go fishing. Love little kids enjoying themselves. And that happens in Korea, Vietnam, Hawaii. Normal stuff, really earth stuff, And, but we were talking about, and I know he's not scripturally sound. He's not an atheist. He just thinks there's something out there. you know? Jesus makes himself known to you. So, I don't preach to people, but every once in a while, I'm old enough to stand up and say, what the hell's the matter with you? So I don't want to do that. But I have always found comedy and music and stuff like that to share way different than the stuff you are exposed to if you've ever been exposed to that. So what we were discussing and what I was trying to gently plant in his head is prophecy. Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel 38, 39. And we could go through a lot more than that. Joel, we could go right through it. But the bombing of Iran, I told them consider Isaiah 17, where he is told by the Lord that I will stir up the Medes against Babylon. And that turns out to be Mystery Babylon. And there's a couple of us on the planet that knows, first of all, Iran is Shia Muslim. In other words, fundamental. I told him, like a Republican. And then you have a liberal Democrat because you guys are all going nuts over this shit. I just stay away from y'all. And thanks to Vietnam and my experience, I'm able to, I'm out of here. But I'm still fun and I love people. And anyway, you have Iran's Shia and Arabia is Sunni. God will stir up the Medes, okay, against Babylon, and they won't spare them. Okay? One's Shia, one's Sunni. One's a liberal, the other is a fundamentalist. I come outside and look at it all like an alien, you know what I mean? And try to do what the apostles and the scriptures have to say. And that is, if we're bombing the people that God is going to raise up to destroy Mystery Babylon, which is just before the end of the rule of all these governments. All of them. All of them, man. All of them. Remember 60s violent overthrow of the government, man? Okay. Where'd you go, man? You became liberal Democrats. That's what you did. Right? And I'm not just Billy Jacking you. You know what I mean? I don't know where my camera is. But anyway, that's an interesting subject because it appears to me that Israel, and I probably said this before, but I'm going to do what I do. Sit alone, live alone, and spit stuff out. And hopefully I spark something in somebody and they go further than they would have if somebody as nuts as I am didn't ask questions like kindergarten. I am still kindergarten. I got to do something with this. Anyway, uh, it's funny being an old guy. But I will stir up the medes in Isaiah 17. All right, 17:3, whatever. Okay, you go look it up because I'm not going to do the work for you. That's the thing. And I will stir up the medes against Babylon. And he won't spare them. He won't spare the children. He won't spare anybody. Yet we are, and let me go back. In Zechariah, I think it's Zechariah 5, you have the flying scroll. The flying scroll, it's definitely an atomic bomb. And it has writings on that bomb. And I have seen those writings on bombs in Iran. Okay? They take out Mystery Babylon. Now go to the king of the north coming down on Israel and gathering everybody together, and they come down in great hordes. It seems to me like Israel and America are inciting that to happen. In Nam, I made jokes, like I bombed your village, you bombed my village because I bombed your village. Really? Go to My Lai. I was right up the street from My Lai in Vietnam. In fact, I found that Americans are really insane. I really have. Anyone that is pro-war has no... they've fallen from the garden. The intention of what, like a cat or a dog or any animal, they are as intended. I call them the holy ones. And not many people know it. I see the evil and the good inside myself. And it keeps me humble. Sometimes it shuts me up for days. I just sit there and going, fucking crap that lives within me is disgusting. And then at the same time, I'm like, what a fantastic creature I am. You know what I mean? Some of you fucking people know, and I don't mean to say so many swears, but I don't use Christ's name in vain in place of banging my hand on something. I honor that name. I really do. But let me get back to the subject. That these scriptures that talk about the kingdom of the north gathering together with these other countries and a horde, like a black cloud comes flying down, and Israel is overrun for 42 months. That's a 3.5-year period in this thing they call it tribulation. I'm telling you, my fucking life is tribulation. You know what I mean? I've seen it from 1949, as a little kid going, oh yeah, my father was in World War II. He didn't do nothing. He was at the end of it, jumping hookers, stuff like that. That's all he was doing, is drinking, making their own booze, stupid shit. That influenced me, right? And then I get somebody to rehab. You know what I mean? But anyway, it seems to me like they are actually inciting the king of the north coming down. It's almost like the king of the north, just because we read the scriptures, we go, oh, the king of the north is coming down on Israel. We're inciting that. We're bringing that about. Israel is bringing that about. They're not good people. I'm not pro anything. I don't like to see the Palestinians destroyed like the Vietnamese left abandoned. In Afghanistan, our own people left abandoned. And think about it. It's all insane. But it's something that just happened 10 minutes ago. Right. And I act like I play guitar in front of you without thinking. I just turn it on, make noises, and then music comes out of me. Free form, thematic improvisation. I live that way. Now I look like a firm old guy, don't I? Because I really don't care. I care and I don't care. I really care for people. I really do. And I help them as much as I can. And when I need help, ain't nobody around, man. I'm 75. Everybody broke down and drunk or screwed up or something, right? But anyway, that's where that's at. And I thank the one or two people, that think I make sense, right? Well, I probably make a lot more sense than most of the preachers you listen to, quoting scriptures and throwing stuff back and forth. I don't hear anybody in church telling you that Yeshua took on a body, jumped on a hand grenade, and bowing down and worshiping and doing all this stuff, when you see it right in front of you, just like a soldier who's jumped on a hand grenade, we should make a monument to him. This guy is going to walk among us, and we're going to take over the earth. You're going to end this bullshit. And I really like Connecticut, where I live, riding a motorcycle and frogs and snakes and turtles and birds and sometimes pretty girls, too. You don't take them home, But that's on my mind. And, if you feel like it, you know how they say, be sure and subscribe and leave a comment. I don't want you to fucking subscribe. I really don't give a shit what you do. But it's really cool when someone like me only has one or two people, three at the most, look at the stuff I've been doing since 2009, when I learned to build computers and decided I hate TV. I always did. But I memorized Leave It to Beaver and the 60s stuff. But after now, you don't see me watching TV. What are you, stupid? Or the news or reading the paper because of Alice Cooper. I got no friends because they read the paper. They can't be seen. And me, I'm in a real dark town. And I'm getting mean. And the Reverend Jackson punched him in the nose. You know what I mean? Right? So, I'm gone. You know who I am? That song by Alice Cooper is really cool. The Ballad of Dwight Fry. Mommy? Where's Daddy? He's been gone so long.